Hello everyone, my name is Timothy Lee Grant. Welcome back to another video where we are doing a project to reinforce those skills which are important in software engineering, specifically back-end software engineering. So my background is I am electrical engineering, but I'm trying to get out of electrical engineering, trying to get into software engineering. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I am doing personal projects to be able to kind of fill in those gaps, understand those key concepts, try to become a software engineer. So let's start. Bam. There we go. Okay, so we're doing this project here, and it is a JavaScript project where we are creating a server. The client is going to be able to send data to us, and we process that. Okay, cool. So now I was able to get the data from the user, and the user gives us whatever data it is, right? Like the person's name and age and all of that stuff. Okay, I stored it into a database. Great. So now we were able to get a whole bunch of different skills. We were able to get the JavaScript, writing JavaScript, then Node.js, then Express, then working with a database, kind of. We're still exploring the working with a database portion of it. So we were able to save the data. We're able to get it kind of in a database, but what we need to be able to really do is do all of those different operations with the data in a database. So think of the CRUD operations, right? Create, read, update, delete. So we want to be able to do all of those. We've just been able to do create. So we add a new user to our database. Okay, well, going from here, we're trying to figure out, well, let's try to delete. Okay, so that was the last video. We said, okay, well, let's create a delete one. Now, this one was more, we attempted to do it, but it didn't quite work. For many, it's expected that it didn't work, right? I just put in a random ID, and obviously if I put in a random ID, it's not going to delete anything. So it's working, just we need to tweak some things and make it work more. Okay. So, and then as we're doing that, we are also doing this thing with here Swagger. So Swagger is going to allow us to be able to, number one, document our code while we're just writing it. And number two, also we are able to send API endpoint data from the browser directly to whichever endpoint we want. In this case, it's going to be people and then delete person, right? Is that right? People, I think we actually might have found a mistake here, right? 'Cause we want delete person. So should be people. I don't know if this is correct. I'm just going to try it out. Delete person. I think it should be like this, and then the ID. Okay, let's try this. So we want to start our server. Okay, and then we will do node-mon server.js. Okay, so our server is on. We have here our Swagger, update this. We should have this one here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And now I want to do try it out. I want my ID to be like that. And we do execute. Okay. So did we console log anything? I'm not seeing anything console logged. So we got a 404 here. Cannot delete people, okay? But now this is, I think, looking more in the correct location. Let's run this. I have, where'd it go? Here. So I have these IDs. Let me just try to delete this one. So 98F21. Okay. Let's see if we can just delete this. Like this. And then do execute. Okay, so that ran. What did we get? We got a 404, and it still can't find the person. Okay, so it's not working. We don't know why yet. We'll try to figure that out. Okay. Okay. So I put some question marks or questions here in these two locations, and we're going to try to figure this out. So this request parameters ID. Now in the other ones we did like request body. So I'm wondering, why do we do params ID? And in this one we did a return and then the result status. So we returned the result status. In the other ones we just did result.send. So why are we sending different stuff? Those are my two questions. I'm just gonna try to get that. I mean, obviously the first question, or after we look at this, the next question that we're gonna have to try to figure out is like, well, I didn't see it do the console log, right? Let me even make this more obvious. It should like console.log and then I'm inside of here, right? So it should log that, but I'm not seeing that. Let me just do this again, and I'm going to do it here. See? Nothing. Nothing. So we're not hitting this endpoint. Delete person. That should be correct, right? Yeah, it should be correct. Which is people, all people, people submit people. Okay. All right, well, one thing at a time. So it comes down to where the data is coming from in the HTTP request. Request params refers to the route parameters in the URL path. Okay, so this is coming into something a little bit interesting, which is now we can have data in the URL itself and not the like a JSON body. Okay. I might need some time to think about this to understand like, okay, what's exactly going on. We might need to investigate that a little bit further. All right, it comes down to where the data is coming from in the HTTP request. Request.params refers to the route parameters in the URL path. For example, delete, and then delete person, and then all of that. Okay. Route definition. So router.delete, and then, okay. Accessing it, const ID, params ID. Your request body is used to get data from the request payload, mostly in post or put requests, where you submit JSON data. If you're sending a person's ID through the URL, use request.params. If you're sending it inside the body, use request.body. Okay. So in RESTful APIs, it's common convention to delete resources using the URL like delete person ID. Okay. we're still not even getting this endpoint to run. Okay, let's look at this and then try to figure out why it's not running. So, why return result status instead of just result status send? Yeah. Technically both work, but the return is a best practice in conditional branches like this. Okay. By using return, you ensure that the function returns immediately after sending the response. Otherwise, the code could continue to execute, okay, which could cause problems. Yeah. Okay. So why do we do params.id? I guess that's just because it's being passed in to the actual URL. Now, when I do this delete here, like delete person, I'm not showing anything in the ID field, right? Okay. If you look at my path, I only have and not ID. Is this a problem? That's exactly the issue. You've nailed it. Okay, well, it didn't tell me that there was an issue. I mean, okay. Anyways, yes, that's exactly it here. But inside your function, you're trying to access here. That only works in your route path ID parameters. Hold up, I'm gonna take another drink of water. Okay. Okay. Your route is defined as this up here without any IDs. Yep. But inside your function, you're trying to access the parameter's ID. Okay. That only works if your route path explicitly contains a :ID parameter like this here. Why it matters. Request params is populated by a URL route parameter defined by the :ID. Okay, let's just try this. :ID. Okay. I need the backslash and then :ID. Okay. Like that. Let's see if this works. Come on. Do I need to refresh this page? I don't know if I do. I did anyways. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's loading. It's loading. That's different. That's different than what we did get. It should have been happening by now. That's not a great sign, but okay. Okay, wait, we got some information. Here we go. Oh, we got a lot of information. Okay, what's happening? What? So inside of here, query this. Did this ever finish? No, it's just hanging there. Okay. Copy and paste that and figure out what's going on with that one. Now let me look at here to see. Oh, we never returned anything. I don't know. Result dot status. What was it? 200, I think. dot send you it has been deleted. Okay, let's see if that works. Let me just try this again. What happened here? Actually, that's kind of an interesting case. Okay, what happened? Code type error, load failed. Okay, let's press execute again. It has been deleted. Okay. Let me, we're gonna come here and we're gonna look for this. So it was, what? 98F21. Okay, come on. Well, it's still there. 98F21. Oh, because we didn't actually delete it. Right, I forgot. We just used this find by ID. Right now we were just trying to see, can we find an ID? And if we can, if we didn't find one, we send this. If we do find one, we send this. Right. Okay. Awesome. Let's delete it. Okay. What was it? Find and delete by ID or something like that? Let me come here. Find by ID and delete. Okay, here. And what do we want? We want to look at the request, and we look at the parameters, and we look at the ID. And that's what we do. Okay. And then we move that away. All right. Should we try it again? Execute. Okay. Now I'm going to come here and we're 298. So 98F21, right? Still there. Okay. Let me delete this. Okay. Delete all this. Get rid of it. Okay. And then I am going to so if I delete this, find by ID and delete, it should be deleted. But then what's it returning back here? That's weird, right? Like if I just deleted it. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. There we go. Try it out. Okay. Okay. So there's a lot of information. Come here and this information for this function. Okay. And then we'll see what it has to say for itself. While it's thinking, I am going to see if anything was actually deleted. Nope, it's still there. Okay, you're almost there. Just a couple of subtle things to smooth out. Let's walk through it. You're logging a query, not a result. Okay. So this logs the query object, not the actual person document. Why? Because this find and delete is asynchronous. You need to await it. Okay. So come here and I need to just do await. Await people, okay? So now we already got this, we got this. We got this, we got this. Okay. So they put a try catch. Do we want to do that as well? Try, and then put all of this code inside of it. Try that, and catch this. Return response.status 404, okay, dot send, can I just do error like this, and this auto does error, right? Something like that. Catch error. I think I can do it like this. Okay. Let's send this one more time. Okay, well, that is very different. That's a very different response. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here, and then I am going to come here, and we're looking for this one, right? 98F21. Yes, it's gone. Okay, there we go. Okay, good, 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 good. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So we got it deleted. Now, one of the questions is like, well, what was all this nonsense? Okay. It said that it was a query result, but I want more information on that. I was able to get it to work after I put the await, but now I am curious about what that response was with all the information. You said it was a, what did I call it? Query. Can you tell me more about what I was seeing? Okay. All right. And congratulations on getting it working. Thank you. Thank you. So what you're seeing printed in the console was a Mongoose query object, not the result of the query itself. Okay. In Mongoose, the MongoDB ODM you're using, when you call a database method like find by ID and delete without await, Mongoose doesn't immediately hit the database. Instead, it returns a query builder, which is like a chainable object that represents the eventual operations. That's a promise, right? It's a promise. It's an instance of Mongoose internal query class. It holds the type of operation. Hold on, does it have like fulfilled or whatever? Fields, distinction. Because what is it? A promise can have like multiple. It can be like, promise. Here's, look, it says promise. Okay. But it can be like fulfilled. It can be declined. It can be pending, I think. So, okay. Function promise. Okay, cool. I'm not seeing any of those keywords. Execution stack, collection. Okay. The model being used, people. The conditions applied, like request, params, ID. Okay, I was just randomly reading words there. I wasn't actually thinking. I mean, what I was just doing right here. All right, let's actually think while we read. Okay, it is an instance of Mongoose internal query class. It holds. Okay, so that log that we just saw, the big log of all that information. It holds the type of operation. Okay, the find and delete one, right? I don't necessarily see that there, but whatever. The model being used, people, the conditions applied. Okay. Connection and schema metadata. All right. And the chain of helper functions like exec and limit. Okay. It won't run your query until you call execute. You use await, which automatically calls execute under the hood. Okay, so that's why we were seeing that it was not actually deleting anything, because we never did that execute method. But now when we did the await, that implicitly calls the execute method. Okay. So, why is it useful? The query object lets you build or modify database operations before executing them. So, I can do something like const query. So I'm creating a new variable called query, and then on the people table or collection, on the people collection, I want to find age, okay. So I know limit 10 is going to result only 10 back to me. Okay, and I know sort by alphabetical order on name, okay. And I think it means the age is equal to 25, but I don't know what this, greater than 25. But the $sign is, I'm not exactly sure. Okay. Can you explain this and show me more queries that I can do? Okay. Age, yes. Okay, I understand the sort stuff. Await query, find person name. So, yeah, each person has each item has like a field, right? It's like ID, and then this one has a person name. Okay. And that's how I can find the people in my collection. Okay. Greater than or equal to 18, less than or equal to 30. So an age between those gaps. Okay, and I can pass in like a curly brackets with these two things. Okay. Okay. So we're able to delete by ID now. All right, I was able to delete by the ID, but I am now confused about how this happens in real life, because you can't expect the user to give you the entire ID, which is internally stored in the Mongoose database. So like obviously you need some way to like view all of the people, right? And then probably you can do something like delete whatever this Alice, right? Delete Alice, and Alice has the name. And then from that you can delete, or Alice has the ID, and then from that you can delete the thing. And then we also said that we wanted to be able to connect people and company. Do you remember we needed to do that company thing? Because I wanted to be able to connect two different collections, company and people. But we never got around to doing that because we couldn't, like, we kept running into a whole bunch of other problems. It helped us understand all of these concepts a lot better, and we have a much better understanding now. But we still need to do that. So, you're absolutely right to question that. In real world applications, you don't expect users to memorize or provide raw MongoDB object like that. Okay, out of the blue. So how does it work in practice? The front end fetches a list. Okay, so imagine the user opens a UI that displays a list of people. Each person entry could include a delete button next to their name. Behind the scenes, that list is fetched via a root API people and looks something like this. Okay. Ugh. Sounds like a lot of work. Oh, okay. It's also like this project keeps getting more and more bloated, and I'm like trying to make sure that I don't get it too bloated. But anyways, I guess we can add like a, well, not really, because it's just like in this people's route. It should be fine, I think. Whatever. Okay. Do we want to do that? Or do we want to try to connect the people and the company? I mean, we're already here. We might as well try to do the deletion first and then do the what? Do the connecting people and company together. So, do we need to do another EJS file? That's what I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, man. I just want to live my life. Okay. I think we will need to do another EJS. So imagine the user, and I think this EJS needs to have like a so views, and I'm gonna say whatever, find and delete. So I'm gonna have a new file called here, and I'm gonna call it find delete.ejs. Okay. Paste this in here. Okay, and then we're going to delete the functions. Okay, we don't need those right now. Okay. Then we can keep the CSS. We can what do I want to do? Like find people, right? Actually, find, rename, find delete people.ejs. Okay. So I'm imagining when they run this web page, either they can have like a scroll down window and then click and then say delete, or it can just auto populate and have all of the people with a little button that says delete. I like the second one. Okay, so let's just put this into Copilot and say I want to have a page that will load all of the people in my database collection, database people collection. It displays them and has a button to delete. Okay. Okay. So what do we need to do? First off, we fetch all the people from the database via a get API. Second, we render them in the document object model, okay? Well, actually, I am kind of happy that we stumbled upon this because I feel like this is going to help us. Like, this is a pretty useful, not useful thing. It is a useful thing, but I mean, it's something that will be helpful to reinforce these concepts. That I think that laziness was me knowing that this was kind of another rabbit hole and that there were going to be parts that I didn't quite know how to do, and I was like, so I had that feeling, you know. Okay. Add a delete button for each person. When clicked, send a delete request to your backend and remove the person from the UI. Okay. So now what we need is we have all of this, the big stuff in, there's a lot of stuff in the script, okay? Okay, all of that. The backend that I need is all people, delete person by ID. I think we already have both of those. Okay. Can you give me the full EJS? Okay. Here is my two API endpoints. They are people, all, okay. Not this one, not this one. All people, right? And people, delete person. Okay. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna copy and paste this. And then if it works, I am going to investigate it further. Right. First thing we need to do is get something that works. Second thing that we need to do is actually understand it. So let's put that there. And then we need to go into our server, and then we need to render this, right? So I'm gonna copy that. And then I'm gonna come into here and come down here and then do this app.use, or no, it is app.get, okay? Or do I want to do the people? Actually, maybe I want to do the people. So like people here, okay? And then I can do like router.get from here. Yeah, let me just see about this. Router.get, okay. And then the URL, which is going to be like, I don't know, find, or who to delete. That's what I'm going to call it, okay? And then we are going to have a thing here and a thing here. No, we're actually not, I think, right? All we want to do is render that page. Response. Okay, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. So I'm going to come here. Here, and then I do request response, the little arrow, and then I come here and do response dot render, and then I want to render what? I want to render this find and delete people. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work because it's kind of in a different file, right? When I did this, it was like render people address, but I remember I did something that was like, I told Express where to render things, right? Like app.use express static, which was in source here, and then public, which, let's see, public is here. Oh, that's static files. Maybe it'll automatically look in views. I don't know. Let's figure that out. Okay. I don't know. Let's try it out. Come here, okay, and I'm just going to go like that. Who to delete? Let's see, cannot get it. Good. Go away. Oh, it should be people who to delete. Okay. So console logging, at least you hit the end point. Okay, let's try to hit it again. Okay. Awesome. PLE. Okay. People is not defined. Okay, well. We tried to render things, but this, I think, failed. Person.name. Okay. Oh, I need to pass in the, okay, so I didn't pass in the people or something. It would help if I actually read stuff. Okay. So, router.get people UI ace. Okay, so this is another async little trick we need to play. So I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna go async here, and then I can do await for this render or something. I don't know. So const people list. Okay, interesting. So I have the people here, which is from the models. So now I should be able to go const my people equals, or maybe all people is equal to await people dot find that. Yeah, okay. Now we want to render this web page, okay? And then I want to pass in a parameter. Interesting. So first, try to get it to work. Second, try to understand it. So like this, and I'm going to call it people, okay? And now it says people list, which is the same one that's there. So I'm going to call it by all people, okay? Close my brackets, and now try to send this over again. Hey, okay. Look at all this. Look at all that. So I have this. Let me reload it. Okay. Let me try to just go and delete. Okay. No way. Is that did? No, it worked. It worked. Wow, that's cool. Oh my goodness, and it dynamically did it too. Look, like when I pressed the delete, it reloaded the web page or something. So again, I've never touched front-end development at all in any of my classes, right? As I said, electrical engineering. So I don't know how that's doing it. Do you remember when I was really lazy and I said, I don't want to do this? It was because I knew that this realm is somewhere that I have no idea about, and I was going to run into a lot of things I didn't quite know how to do. But that's literally the point of this entire project, is running into things that I don't know how to do, and then subsequently doing them. First off, doing them, meaning get it to kind of work. Second off, understand it, right? And then third off, be able to feel confident in it. So right now, I did number one. I got it to work. I have no idea how. I have no idea what it's doing. Number two, second step is going to be, okay, it's working. Let's go investigate it. But I think that's going to be in my next video, because I am going to get a little bit more water. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then probably come back in and start looking in on this, because this is awesome. That's so cool. I can just dynamically like click it, and the web page updates, and then it does the request to my database. It auto interacts with the API, which I myself created, which is the delete one. Oh, this is so cool. It's so cool. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, then be right back at it. If this is interesting to you, subscribe to this channel. I would love to have you along in the journey, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I'll see you very soon.